So now that we know that the patch is for sure coming sometime soon, I thought I would take some time out to address what I think will happen to the metagame. Before we start, I will not be covering every character because some characters I don't think their usage will change. So if you think I miss a character, this means that I think their usage will go unchanged. Mainly due because some characters require a lot of know-how to pick up and play effectively. This said, people who want an easy to pick up and play character most likely won't touch certain characters. So let's start with the BlazBlue side. Ragna. I do believe more Ragnas will appear, so his stock will definitely increase. With Ragna receiving another jump cancelable move, this means that block strikes will become a lot more dangerous and people will have to be much more aware of what he's capable of. I think this alone will change how many people play the character because the rest of the changes he received are more quality of life changes that will probably just be needed to keep up with the rest of the characters after the patch. Next up, let's talk about the man with the most annoying 6P, Jhin. Jhin will definitely see more play, not necessarily because of the buffs, but more so due to Gordeaux's death. Because with his brick alone, many will flock to him as they scramble to find successful lockdowns with a character that isn't Gordeaux. Combine this with his many buffs, you have an easy go-to for the lost children from the nation of Grim Reaper. Moving right along, Rachel. Rachel will see more play, I believe. Rachel, like Ragna, received a few moves that are now cancelable, which means that her overall game plan has become deadlier if she gets you to play defense. On top of this, her DP got a buff in every sense of the word, so she may be the new go-to character for keep away. New 13. Now I said I wouldn't talk about characters who I don't think will see much change, but New 13 received the dick. Yes, she can arc pierce her after her smart combo now, but her instant overhead has landing recovery, meaning if you block it, she's getting hit. Her DP now has more startup and easier to block once you touch her. So yes, while she didn't lose her game plan, she did lose a few things, making it so once you get close to her, she has to be a lot more careful about what action she takes. Hosa. I'm predicting Hosa will decrease. My reasoning for this is that he lost his ability to be able to run around the screen, meaning he has to engage you to some degree. Being able to only chain once in the air is a big problem. Combine this with the speed at which he's able to move upward being a big loss as well. I'm not losing sleep over this though. The path to peace is a path that shouldn't exist. He did get buffs to his various fame moves though, luckily, as they all get a bit more frame advantage, which makes sense for given what he's lost. I mean, honestly, just jump out of the way and then the frame advantage won't mean anything, right? Izue. Now Izue's prayers must have been heard because boy oh boy did she get the buff she needed. So I can definitely see her stock increasing a lot. Her hover speed is increased, meaning that her instant overhead and low mix-up game may become even deadlier now. Her 5A hitbox has gotten increased. The 214s have increased frame advantage, meaning you can potentially poke at your opponent and call an assist for a combo now. But the real reason she'll see more play now is that her 236B Sonic Saber now performs as if it was on hit, meaning the opponent has to respect it if they get hit by it. In the current version, just block the one hit and it's done. Now she has a brick kinda like Jhin, so I'm looking forward to that. Now let's talk about 9. 9 got not only quality of life upgrades, but many of her moves got significantly better. A few moves have better frame advantage now. Kunzite now has decreased recovery frames. As long as it's not CF type safe, I don't mind. The spell gauge now increases just by her engaging in you and moving forward. Teleport has decreased recovery frames. I believe there was a Japanese player who said that her teleport is good enough to dodge Batista's super laser. If this is true, she'll definitely be a pain to deal with. Also, her normals are being able to be projectiles is a really good buff for her. Overall, if you think you know the 9 matchup, you may want to go back and relearn it when the patch hits. S. Now, S got a few buffs, but overall the things that made her good are gone. 5A losing frame advantage is a big thing. JB no longer being able to Gatling into JC is another hit to her, and her 6P being changed is another big blow. At best, I would probably see her 6P being changed in utility, but overall, with all the nerfs she received, it doesn't look good for her. Mai I'm conflicted on, because her best plays were being able to stay out of range that people weren't able to engage her in. Now her JB has more recovery, and she's going to have to be able to hit you in order to be able to cancel it. But her EX moves getting buffs may be enough to supplement them. Jubei is a character that sees virtually no play except maybe Aelion. With this in mind, looking at all the buffs Jubei is getting, one can definitely hypothesize that Jubei may see more play if you're willing to put in the work. I wouldn't say a dramatic increase in Jubei play, unless something degenerate is found, but I do believe a mild increase is believable. His 6P got a nice buff, the jump is a bit safer, overall he just became a bit more playable. Also, another thing is his height. You see, Jubei is short. As such, he can low profile certain moves and projectiles just by running. With this in mind and the BlazBlue side alone, we can see that we're probably going into a projectile assist type metagame. And when you look at a character who can just run up under projectiles, you render those weapons from your opponent useless. Well, that's it for the BlazBlue side, guys. Let me know what you think about these predictions in the comments below. Make sure you stick around for parts 2 and 3.